Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on three. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack. Welcome to Ask Margaret from What Fresh Hell, laughing in the face of motherhood, solving your parenting dilemmas, one question at a time. Today's question comes from Anonymous. So exciting. I should have asked this during the Christmas season, but what do you do about a husband who has become a terrible gift giver since we became parents a few years ago? He used to give me incredibly thoughtful gifts, but here are some of the things he has given me since parenthood began. And then she goes on to list a litany of cheap, tacky, skanky pieces of lingerie, and various cool and unique SD jewelry that looks like they came from gumball machines. And Anonymous, you've come to the right place because guess what? I have solved this problem in my own life. The only mysterious part of your email, which I would like follow-up information, but since you're anonymous, I will never get it, and I will just have to live in darkness and confusion, is that you say your husband used to be a good gift giver. So I don't really know what that's about, but I'm going to speak to you from my own personal experience as a person who used to have a husband who was a horrendously bad gift giver. And I am here to say that he has changed his ways and now he is like a phenomenally great gift giver. And what it took in our case was a lot of me crying and screaming in his face, basically. When my husband and I were first married, he was a super clueless gift giver. Famous story that his father once gave his wife a scale for her birthday because she had mentioned she wanted to get in better shape. And so he came by it genetically, clearly. He was big on the practical gift. So like when we had kids, you know, he would give me like a diaper bag. And then at some point he gave me a backpack for carrying my laptop so it wouldn't bother my arm. His heart was in the right place, but the results always left me screaming and crying. Like we had a Christmas where I would literally spend half the day like in the yard with him, like crying and screaming about how terrible his gifts were. A story that doesn't necessarily reflect well on me, but listen, it doesn't feel great when someone gives you lame gifts because this is the problem. You look at the lame gift almost always after you've carefully and lovingly selected gifts for 25 people, including his entire family. And you've spent 2 months of your life, let's say at the holidays, getting stuff for everybody. And then you open your gift and it's like this gumball machine jewelry and you're just like the rage volcano just spews in all directions and there's no controlling it. So I think you have to head this off at the pass. So as we say with the kids, like no conversations in the moment. So like having a conversation with your child about their behavior while they're like slamming doors and their eyes are rolling back on their head is not going to work. And this is how it kind of was with the gift giving. I had to find a time to visit the topic of gift giving where it wasn't so loaded. Like, because also it would hurt my husband's feelings when I was like, this is a terrible gift that might as well be a slap in the face. And he'd be like, wait, I thought that was a good gift and now you've hurt my feelings. It wasn't great. At a neutral time, I would advise you strongly to have a conversation about what's wrong with the gift giving, why it's bothering you. I mean, I feel like I literally just took my husband's head in my hands and said, when I shop for everyone in the family and you give me a backpack, it's like the worst feeling in the world. And I was able to make him understand it in a calm moment separate and apart from the giving of the backpack. During the time, to be clear, I also screamed and yelled and went insane. But it worked better when later on we could revisit it. And I said, let's think of some thoughtful gifts that we've heard about. Your friend, remember that time he was telling us the story that his wife saw something in his store that she liked, and then he doubled back and bought it and gave it to her 6 months later? Those are the kind of romantic gifts that make you feel really seen and loved and appreciated in a way that a backpack just doesn't. No offense, honey. That backpack was a bad gift. And so, lead the horse to water. You really have to be like, here are examples of gifts that I liked. This is why I liked them. It's not necessarily, I can tell by your email, you're not like, oh my God, the diamond wasn't big enough. I need something much more expensive. It's just the thing of like, these gifts don't seem to reflect anything that you know about me. And the exchange of gifts is fundamentally like, I see you and I know you and I give you this thing. And when your husband is missing the mark, it feels really deep. Like, how am I married to someone who thinks I want this horrible piece of gumball jewelry? It can sound kind of shallow, but I see you. I don't think it's shallow. I think it's that you don't feel seen and appreciated. So I would just really lovingly say, I'm going to make an effort to point to things that I like and love during the year. My husband started keeping a list on his phone. So I would say, oh, I love those shoes. And every time I said I loved something, he would write it down in his phone. And then a year later, when my birthday came, he would look at that list and buy me 3 of the things that I had said I loved. And so, because I don't think you also want to get into the thing, and Amy has talked about this, where it's like, I'm going to buy 25 gifts and wrap them for everyone in the family, and then I'm going to give you a list of things that I want. That doesn't feel like love and seen to me. That feels like more work for me, and it's annoying. So you don't want to do that, but you do want to put in his path, like, here's a huge list of things that I love throughout the year. I would like you to take note of these things. And, my husband has just, I cracked the code for him. At some point we were in a shop somewhere and I saw a tea kettle that I loved. And I said, oh, it's so beautiful, but it was whatever, maybe $75 or $100. It's like a super expensive tea kettle that I wasn't going to buy for myself. And you know what he did? Because he remembered the story. He doubled back and he bought it for me. And it was amazing to have. And it was a lovely moment and I was glad. And here's the thing, he feels better. He wants me to have a good experience. He wants to see my face lit up on Christmas morning. He doesn't want to hand me gifts and then get yelled at in the backyard for 45 minutes. That is not in his best interest either. Team effort. Point out lots of things that you like during the year. Tell him how to function, how to write it down. Tell him that if you see something in a store that you say you like, he should figure out a way to get you that thing and really draw him a roadmap, because you both will be happier if this starts to go a little better. Anonymous, I hope that answered your question. Guys, if you have a question for myself or Amy about marriage, parents, children, anything at all, really, send it to questions@whatfreshhellpodcast.com and we might answer your question next. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time.
This is a Monday.com ad. The same Monday.com designed for every team. The same Monday.com with built-in AI, scaling your work from day one. The same Monday.com with an easy and intuitive setup. Go to Monday.com and try it for free.